Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the General Hospital recap for January 23rd through 27th. I feel like we ran out of steam. Remember how we were all excited about the beginning of the year? We're like, this is the year.
I think it's just this month. Normally I say, I can't believe it's already the blah, blah, blah of the month. This month has been the longest month ever. Every time I have to still write January, I'm like, seriously, we should be into March by now.
Right. So we did have a couple of Port Charles pipelines, and one is from our buddy Holly, who emailed, I was trying to protect you, but I'm trying to learn from Carly's mistakes, and I think you should know I found your biological mother. And the subject line, I'm sorry, was bad news for Amanda. And she sent a picture of all banana runs, which apparently has become like a very big thing.
I guess so. We sparked interest for everyone.
Yes, that in the French conversation that we had.
Yes. Very nice.
And then Debbie sent us an email regarding the Britt and Brad part 2, in which I caught myself as I was listening to it, and I was like, you're an idiot. And she did not email me that I was an idiot.
That's good. Thank you for not calling Shannon an idiot.
She said, I just finished today's podcast, the part where I think you are talking about Valerie and Nikolas, and refer to her as his sister's half-sister. Valorie's Lulu's cousin, and I know that.
Yep, she is.
She's Patricia's daughter. It was a whole thing.
Yep.
It was, the first time we saw Chloe Lanier was when she portrayed Patricia in the flashback when they were kids. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No, you were not misunderstanding who we were talking about. And she rewinded twice. I love rewind. Twice just to clarify. Yep. I know.
But thanks for catching it. Because
yep.
That is funny.
Yep.
Did you hate that? Like the stupid mistakes that you just wish that you could just add a little disclaimer of, yep, I was just stupid in that moment. I'm so sorry.
Well, and the worst is I edit, but I don't listen necessarily to the conversation. I listen for things to fix the audio or something like that. I'm not necessarily, I do other things while I'm editing. So I try to, but yeah, I missed that one.
That's so funny because I totally agreed with you too. You said it and I was like, oh yeah.
You're like, yeah, that's right. Another sister thing. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Cousin thing. Cousin.
Oh, and then we had Diane. So this week, Perry Shen shared a picture of one of his shirts that he has, and it has like a little side zipper pocket.
Uh-huh.
And he says that he keeps Skittles there.
Ah.
And I shared it just like as a story because I thought that was fun. And she said, I thought that he had Runts candy. And then I just replied, that would have been awesome. And she's like, as long as it's not the bananas, I'm with Amanda on that one.
Thank you.
Yep. And she actually doesn't watch the show anymore because when they killed off Brando.
Wow.
No, it was the baby. That was the last straw.
Oh, okay.
But she loves our podcast so that she can stay up to date and keep talking to her mom.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So I feel like that kind of tells us that we're doing a decent enough job that she's been able to hold a conversation with her mom for over a year.
Right.
Or about a year.
Oh, that is so sweet.
I know. So thanks, Diane. You should maybe give it a shot every now and again, but totally understand. Sometimes there's...
No, if your complaint is all the stuff that they're putting Sasha through,
don't start back
right
now. Yeah, don't.
Maybe this summer would be a good time to pick it up again.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Being hurt by then.
Yeah. You ever think sometimes they just play Mad Libs with the game or the show?
Right. Which actress are we going to, or which character are we going to mess with this week?
Give me a name of a cast character. Give me a noun. And then at the end, you read it.
Oh, man.
And that is Sasha's storylines.
Right.
Except for it's all bad Mad Libs.
Yes.
It's all the horrible, scary, tragic Mad Libs.
Mad Libs.
You know what's really fun though to watch is bad lip reading.
No.
I love bad lip reading.
No.
I love it.
No.
I love it.
No. It reminds me of whenever they take like a movie that's done in Spanish and they put the English language over top of it. Megan's in love with this movie, and I try to do whatever, they ask you to do. So she's like, watch this movie with me. Oh yeah, girl time, blah, blah, blah. It was 3 minutes in and I was like, oh my gosh.
So you can't do subtitles.
It wasn't subtitles. No. I can do subtitles. I know how to
They're
read.
dubbing the English over the, and the mouth doesn't match up with
not
the.
at all. And it's like has that second delay. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I could retell this story better than what this is doing. And I cannot stand the fact that it is not matching up at all. And she like loves this movie over and over again.
But bad lip reading is meant to be.
I know, but it would still drive me crazy. Mm-mm.
I love it.
Nope. Nope.
Then you would like White Lotus because they actually have in the second season, they're in Italy and the Italian people are speaking Italian and they have the subtitles.
That works.
Which I really like because I'm glad that they didn't have them just automatically speak in American or like they're speaking their language because that's what happens when you visit a foreign country.
Yes.
Is
they
go to Italy, they're going to speak Italian.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Subtitles way better. Absolutely.
All right. So, I think that was it.
What was this week's Hulu headlines? Did every day start with Nina?
None. On Monday, Nikolas asks Laura for support.
Meh.
That is a fact.
It is a fact, but it was like very uninteresting.
On Tuesday, Nikolas makes his case.
No.
On Wednesday, I feel like the names are flipped in this. Carly confides in Jocelyn.
No.
Jocelyn confided in Carly. Carly gave her some insight as to a little bit more information than Jocelyn originally had.
Right.
But relevant to Jocelyn's situation that she just confided in with her mom.
Yes.
On Thursday, Cody makes a connection. That is going to go down.
Yeah, that was good.
And on Friday, Ava stakes her claim.
Yes. I love Ava.
So I did have one issue where Spencer comes in and is like, yeah, I can close tomorrow on the house that he wants to buy.
Uh-huh.
I looked it up in New York because obviously we've talked about this a bajillion times. Mm-hmm. In Pennsylvania, you don't buy a house cash the next day. I have a closing that's happening tomorrow on a vacant piece of land that did take 2 weeks.
Okay.
But it was cash. They did 0
Right, it's because it was land.
But you still have to do inspections to be able to know, can you build on it? You want to find out different zoning things. You want to, like, all those things.
I was thinking, like, the testing, like, all that stuff. I'm like, it's not quite the same.
But that would take weeks.
Yeah.
Like, if they actually wanted to do a perk test for the soil to know, like, all those things.
Right.
It would have taken weeks. But we also did get it to speed up because they are moving out of the country. And so we wanted to get it done as quickly as possible. So, like, my title company knew that ahead of time. Frank, you're in title. Yeah, Frank, I think you're entitled. Our buddy Frank.
Yes.
Oh, shoot. I looked up what state he's in, too. Sorry, I kind of reverse Googled you. I'm sorry. You gave me your first and last name and industry. Oops. But you cannot buy a house for cash in 24 hours.
No.
In New York, it can take about 2 weeks, though, including inspections, title, and appraisal, according to a website called Leave the Key. They say that it only takes 3 days to get title.
Wow.
Which is super quick.
Mm-hmm.
The appraisal comes back within a week or two. And if the buyers are doing inspections, that can be done in a week.
Okay.
We do inspections with a 15-day contingency.
Yeah.
So New York is just like, move. So Frank, how quickly are your houses closing? How do you close on land? Would Spencer Cassadine be able to close in 24 hours?
And that's what he thinks whenever he hears it too.
Yeah. It has to. When you hear things like that, you're like, that's not real. And that's your real estate tip for today.
Right, exactly. You should do a real estate podcast with bad ideas from TV shows.
Oh my gosh. Frank, do you want to be my podcast buddy? Frank, we're best friends now. Just so you know. Okay. I'm done. That is such a good idea.
I know. Full of good ideas. Unfortunately, I can't really help you because I don't know much.
But the problem is that it goes from state to state. Like, that's the big...
I will pat myself on the back for picking up some of your knowledge, though. Matt sent me a house that he liked, and I was like, It's been contingent twice in like the past couple months. There's something going on there that's the reason that you don't want it, that it fell through, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm such a dork. I'm hanging out with these real estate people too much.
Sometimes, though, the answer is that the buyers are just not happy with what came in the inspection, and there could be nothing actually wrong with it.
True.
If it was the inspection, who knows what it could have been.
Right.
Especially with rates raising. Now, hi, you're getting a real estate. You're getting two. Especially with rates fluctuating the way that they are. There's also, in at least Pennsylvania sales agreements, there is like a rate max that you say you're willing to accept a rate up into X amount. But if the rate has changed significantly enough during
it messes up
between your pre-approval and your actual application, you might not be happy with that.
Right.
So, and that's another contingency that you can have in Pennsylvania when you work with Shannon in Pittsburgh.
All right.
Back
to
so
GH
good for you.
stuff.
Yes. But that was GH related. It was Spencer can't buy a house in like 8 hours.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
And who is doing the real estate now that Lucy is?
I don't know. I would like to know that.
Does she have a team? I want to know how Lucy Cove runs her real estate team.
In one way, I want to say yes, she has a team because it's Lucy and she's too popular to handle everything all the time. But on the other side, she is so meticulous with the details. I don't see her trusting anyone else. Interesting.
It is.
All right. So
when we interview Lynn Herring, we will talk about. We don't have a date on that. God. We have never even spoken to her. But if she would like to talk to us about what she thinks about when she thinks about Lucy in real estate, that'd be okay.
That would be fun.
That'd be fine. I'd be okay with that if it had to happen. So.
All right. So Monday was what?
Nikolas asks Laura for support. Asks for Laura's support.
Wow, Mommy, I'm going to lose my house because Uncle Victor says I have to, and I can't get myself out of the fact that I knocked up Spencer's girlfriend and had put in the agreement that Ava gets everything if I cheat on her because the whole world didn't know I was going to cheat on her. What should I do?
I didn't think he was going to.
Oh, please.
No, at some point, he doesn't necessarily have to. I thought that he was going to be faithful to Ava. He hasn't been the cheater in the past. He has cheated with married women. So like when he was sleeping with Liz and she was with Lucky. But has he ever been the one cheating on his girlfriend or wife?
I don't know, but that's just like bad karma to put that in your prenup.
Yeah.
I'm not going to cheat on you. If I do, you get everything. Yeah, that's a lot of pressure. So Laura was like, I don't know why you would do that. It's been in the family forever. I don't know what else to say to you except, sure, I support you. You're my kid. But boy, that was stupid.
But I kind of felt like she had Ava's side.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't really
I don't think she didn't have Ava's side. It was just shock that, like, why would you put that up?
Because I really don't think that he thought he was going to cheat. I didn't think he was going to.
Anyone is capable of cheating. I wouldn't put my house against someone not cheating. Especially not a castle, an island.
A family heirloom.
Yeah.
Is a house an heirloom?
Sure.
I don't know.
It's passed down around, sure. I think
we are going to Google.
I think it would just be called a family estate, but it would be an heirloom.
A valuable object that has belonged to a family for several generations. Yeah.
There you go.
Interesting.
So that was Laura and Nikolas' conversation. You're welcome for that reenactment.
Yeah, I don't think that it was enough to be
getting the headline.
Yeah. There really wasn't much to it.
No.
So, because I literally have one line, Nick and Laura talk about his divorce.
Yep.
That was it. But he's who called Caroline. First of all, side note, the actress who portrays Caroline is Bing Crosby's granddaughter.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What even made you Google that?
I forget.
Okay. Yes, I really was shocked whenever she showed up. I thought when she said she was consulting on a case, I assumed she was consulting on Esme's
That's what I thought too.
But like legit.
Right.
And then she went to Nikolas and he says, oh, I need you to brainwash Esme the way that you brainwashed Liz so she never remembers so Liz and I don't get in trouble. And she said, nope, not doing that again. And she
It
even
was
like
just
called him out on the whole lifetime of stuff. She said, I sent Liz here thinking this would be a fresh start for her and she'd have friends that support her. Obviously, I made a poor choice because
but
that wasn't good.
he said it right back to her though.
True.
I was a better friend than you were a mother. He was there for her. He might be messing up a little bit now. Well,
A little?
yeah. Compared to her though,
True.
yeah, I would say that given the two, he has been there for her and a better support than her own mother. Did not like all the past tenses when referring to Audrey, though.
I know.
She was a saint. Could it just be referring to the fact that that's how Liz spent her childhood, being loved and raised by Audrey?
I hope so, because
the actress is not passed.
And if we're going to make that decision on the show, Liz needs to say that out loud, and there needs to be a memorial for it. We're not just going to forget that Graham existed.
Yeah. But then Liz asked her why she stayed with her dad, and she made a whole bunch of excuses. And then she said something about, I don't know why I wrote this down. I said, but abandoning and gaslighting your child continues to cause damage. Oh, because she said that the damage has already been done. So that's why we felt like it was safe for you to just go with Audrey. Like, no, you caused more damage by sending your daughter off and not letting her know that you love her.
Yes. Right. It was, once I made one mistake, I can just keep making more mistakes and they all count as one mistake. So,
no.
Oh, well.
Nope.
Is how she worded that.
Basically, yes. That is the abridged version.
I'm glad she said no to Nikolas, though. I want her to stick to that no.
I'm glad that she said no, but also when she was giving him all the grief about, I wish that I had chosen like better or like I made a mistake letting her have friends like you and everything.
Yes.
Her friends have been such a better family for her
absolutely.
than her blood family. And that's possible.
Yes.
But they don't replace parents. Like, even if you had the worst parents in the world, even if like having friends as family, that's great. But that don't replace them. It still sucks to not have parents that love you. Oh, then Liz acting like, oh, maybe I can move on. Oh, I love that she called Laura, though.
I love her.
I love that she called Laura. And they tried to kind of talk about the reconciliation. Liz is like, maybe we could try to figure that out. And it's like, you don't have to. You can forgive someone without letting them back in to hurt you.
True. I don't like her talking to Laura because you can see Laura is looking for answers on Nikolas. And Liz can't give those answers because she can't say to Laura, oh, yeah, we told some people that we were having an affair and I got pregnant and then I miscarried, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, how's all that information not going to circle back around?
Yeah. Laura's going to find out.
So.
But I think she'll understand why Liz didn't tell her.
I just wish that Liz would tell her,
yeah,
hey, you're going to hear this. I can't tell you the real story right now, or I can't give you all the details, but I want you to know, I don't know, really good supportive mom figure to daughter figure that I did not have it play out as bad as it sounds like it's playing out.
Maybe she goes to Laura's house where the only other person who could possibly be there would be Kevin. I mean, obviously other people could possibly be there, but likely to be there would be Kevin. Because if they do it at Liz's house, the boys could come in and out and overhear something that they shouldn't. And just tell her. And even talk to Kevin and be like, hey, so I got a little stuff going on right now. Can we chat?
Kevin
off the books
is very busy with all of the people that he needs to talk to right now. He might need someone else to join his practice to help take care of all the patients.
Better not be her mom, though. Kevin's not that dumb.
No.
He's not.
He is not. I'm sticking with Kelly's because that's where the conversation between Liz and Laura happened. I don't know if it was Monday or Tuesday, but Spencer said to Trina, yeah, I think I'm going for custody of my baby brother or sister. Yeah. I don't know why they don't just say sibling, though. Every time they talk about that baby, they say baby brother or sister. Just sibling. Covers both. Whatever happens.
He said sibling a lot last week. Maybe they just take turns.
Maybe they change it up. Okay. Because this week, every time, it was baby brother or sister.
Yeah.
Baby brother or sister. Trina told him he was crazy and it was going to limit his opportunities in life. And he flat out asked her, does that mean that we're going to have an issue? and they got all googly-eyed at each other like they
They started
do.
talking like, we don't have to keep texting each other because no one's even
Reading our texts.
right, and no one's around, and no one's taking our picture.
I like them. They're so cute.
Poor Trina, though, being totally blindsided. I mean, poor Cam, but telling that to Trina.
That was insane.
I mean, she had zero clue. I mean, we knew that, but
yeah, I'm sorry. Joss lost some points in my book there. I understand stuff happens with your boyfriend, but your best friend should always be on top of your stuff.
Joss doesn't care. She wants everyone else to do all these things, but she doesn't care about having the mutual respect to go back. Cam was amazing.
He was.
He held his composure and do not thank me for being a better person than you. Boom.
And then whenever they were talking about it at Kelly's and kind of asked what happened, he said, she told me, blah, blah, blah. And he did not elaborate.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, Cam.
Because it's going to look worse to Joss when Trina talks to her and says, so you broke up with Cam? Want to talk about anything? Cameron doesn't have to do anything to make Joss look worse.
Right.
She's doing it to herself.
Yes. Those are the best revenge plans.
But she wants him to keep her secret, but got mad at him and blames basically him keeping Spencer's secret on why they grew apart.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what we call a hypocrite. Oh, I loved him though. This week, I did. I loved him.
He did great.
He did a fantastic job.
It was very realistic of, like we said last week, teenage interaction. Like he comes in. I don't like how often he leaves work though. He just all of a sudden is like, I'm leaving. And you don't see any other waitresses around until he says, I'm leaving. And then that one waitress is like walking back from this table. And you're like, oh, I haven't seen you the whole shift, but okay.
Yeah.
And you don't even yell to her, hey, whatever her name is, I have to run out for 10 minutes. I'll be back. He just leaves.
Although, so when he saw them and decided to leave, she runs out. He's leaving. And she runs out in the hall and is like, don't cause a scene. He was leaving.
Yep.
He was not even talking. He said everything he had to say behind closed doors. You ran out in the hallway crying at him.
Yeah.
Who's causing the scene there?
I would have ran out in the hallway, so I can't
then you can't get mad about the other person supposedly causing the scene. You're the one causing the scene.
Especially as a teenager, you gotta have that extra drama.
I don't agree. Life's hard enough as it is without having to add extra flair.
Do you want to tell my girls that?
No.
Please. Because my drama gene has definitely been inherited by them.
Then that is something I cannot cross.
That's where karma comes in. There's no good word for the week. But
I don't know.
Yes, I liked Cam this week. Even whenever he interacted with Liz and Laura. And they were like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Yep.
Going back to work like I'm supposed to.
And I do think he's actually going to be okay. I think it's going to hurt, obviously, but I don't think that he's going to wallow the way that I was worried he was going to.
Yes.
Because now he knows the truth.
Yes.
I want to know why the N and the O are missing on Trina and Joss's door.
I know.
Did you see that?
Yes, and they like close up on it. Like, make sure that
so I'm like, okay, why? If we both paid attention to that, you know that it's a thing then.
Maybe Heather took them. And we're going to find the letters somewhere. The next person she hooks.
Oh. Okie dokie.
It's the only significance I can think it has. Yes.
So Mason and Austin.
Thank you for raising your hand before because there's so many people in this room right now.
Because we forgot to talk about the fact that he was trying to coax Georgie with the lollipop. And then Ava walked in and she's like, I recognize you. And he was there when she was getting hooked. Mm-hmm. I am sticking with Olivia Jerome is the second hook. Hi, this is like my now 7th. Well, we talked about this last week though.
Yes.
Olivia Jerome is the hook. She wanted Mason to make sure that Ava was killed. That's why they sent Austin to make sure that she was taken care of.
Okay.
And then he was like, I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I think that Ava is who Austin was supposed to kill.
Okay.
At Olivia's bidding.
Wow.
I'm still upset about my Maggie thing.
I know. I really liked the way that was
I
played
liked
out.
that too.
Huh.
But could Olivia and Heather be hooks together? That kind of actually makes sense. They're very similar.
They are very similar and they're crazy.
They totally think that they are 1,000% justified in everything that they do.
Yes.
And they are very determined.
Because it's for family. That's what makes it worth it. It's all for family.
There are limits to things you should do.
I mean, kill a person here and there. Hey, it's for family.
No. That's the only thing I don't like about the Heather thing, though, is yes, Heather has attempted to kill and has killed, but never in a serial way.
Right.
That's why I don't think it's Heather, because it's very...
She at least did one. We know that.
Right. But
So
could that have been
she
that
could be
one...
copycatting Olivia's work. Yes. Does Austin jingle jingle? Not Austin. Mason jingle jingle.
I don't think so. But Olivia could.
But Olivia should still be in jail.
Should be.
I feel like
Heather comes and goes as she pleases, too.
I don't feel like both hooks are women. I'm with you if you're saying the first hook is Austin.
Yeah. I don't think Austin is a hook. I think that they want him to make sure that the people that are being...
I keep calling him his cousin's
Mason.
name.
Okay.
Mason. I'm sorry.
I think that Austin is being blackmailed into, or not blackmailed, but trying to be manipulated into helping them.
Yes, and making sure that the hook patients actually die. But Mason is who hooked Ava, and then Heather copycatted. If you're saying that, I agree with you. I don't see Olivia actually being out to hook anyone. She's still in prison.
I think that the only one Heather truly did was the last one that we saw her try to go after Joss with Britt and Rory. Maybe. But I don't think the other ones. We'll have to go back and watch that footage.
We will see. But I like it. If they're working together and Olivia's involved, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Because Austin, using the correct name now, Austin does keep saying, tell her, no, I can't do this.
And Ava she talked about the Jerome family. And she hasn't talked about the Jerome family in that way.
Yes.
But she talked about it briefly this week. And I think that it was to Austin. Was it? It was to somebody. It was quick. It wasn't very... I can't remember if it was Austin or Mason, or if it was just something like, oh yeah, my family, blah, 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 too. I don't know.
I can hear the conversation, but I'm totally blanking on who she was talking to. It had to have been Austin.
I think it was, yeah.
Because the only person she talked to this week was Nina.
Yeah.
Or Austin.
But I don't know if Austin necessarily knows the depth of the hooking, because I don't see him keeping that secret. I see him trying to find a way to drop some breadcrumbs for the detectives.
Yeah.
I don't see him
putting up with it.
No, at all. So I think that he knew he wasn't supposed to let Ava be fine. I think that might be it. I don't think he knows about
the rest of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
This could get interesting.
Uh-huh.
Because again, if we just leave it at Heather Weber,
no, it's not in depth enough then.
But she starts spilling to Dante.
She did. Mr. Handsome Cop.
I liked it.
She's so funny.
And Esme is going to let Sam find her family.
I don't know if Sam's going to be able to, though. I know she has some good skills, but Ryan Chamberlain,
right?
He has to have buried the secret, or someone would have found it before. How many people have reported on Ryan Chamberlain and dug into his past?
Yeah.
And no one.
She's also looking for Maggie.
True. We'll see. I hope so, Sam.
Yeah.
Let's bring out your big girl detective skills. You can get this.
When did Spencer ask her to do this again? I mean, it was so long ago that we actually forgot about it.
Yeah. Right. It was whenever they were first having issues.
Yeah.
Before Trina's
I was going to say, I don't even think it was, I think it was when Spencer was, quote, still with Esme, but he was not like he was on his way out, but staying with her to find stuff out.
Okay, so what was the next headline?
Once Nikolas makes his case, but I mean, that's. Oh, and then Joss confides. Well, I'm switching it to Joss confides in Carly.
Right.
I'm sorry.
So
Mommy, can you please tell me that all the horrible things I just did is okay? Yes, honey, I can. Boom. There's your abridged version.
No.
She did say you have to make sure that you're okay with making the bad choices.
Wow. No, I do not agree with what you just said. She said, Jocelyn said, Mommy, can you tell me that this is all going to work out and be okay and I'm going to live happily ever after because it's what I want? And Carly said, I can't tell you that you're going to live happily ever after and get everything you want because you're putting yourself in a dangerous situation with people who don't usually get their happily ever after. So now you need to make a choice. Do you want the easy road happily ever after, or do you want to be with Dex and be happy but not so happily ever after?
I don't really think she's still hung up on the first couple dates. Everything's great. She's going to make this major life decision based on hormones and not actually thinking it through.
Because she's 19.
I don't know. I just said they bonded over destructive life decisions.
But I don't think that Carly sugarcoated it the way that
She didn't
sugarcoat.
I didn't say she sugarcoated it, but she was telling her, yep, that's okay. I did like that she was like, please don't lie to me about this, and I will help you with all of that. And she said, I was your age when I met Jason.
Yeah. I'm sorry. At 19, you make a lot of decisions based on hormones.
I don't know. I'm weird.
You were older than what you were.
I know. That's why I'm
like mentally. And I would say that I got to that point too. So I kind of try to age myself down. Like 19 is 17. So at 17, you made a lot of choices based on hormones.
I don't think I've ever really made decisions based on hormones.
But you made decisions based on being naive enough to believe that happily ever after was coming.
Yes.
Instead of weighing out.
But I have a feeling if somebody was involved in a mob, I might not think that would work out so well.
But if you had been raised by a mob boss and it did work out well for them.
But it didn't. And how many times did she see that it didn't?
At the end of the day, her mom was happily ever after as far as she saw it with Sonny up until the very end.
Yeah, but they got divorced. That's the thing. Like, Joss saw them get divorced and back together so many times.
But that could be construed as a romantic love story.
That's toxic. That's not love.
Hi.
That's toxic. That's
How
not
are you
love.
today? Have you met me? Just saying. That's how she could have viewed it.
I don't know.
I felt like Carly was trying to give good life advice of.
Well, she doesn't really have a lot to say anything
choice.
Against what she wants to do either.
Yes, you're making a choice. I can't tell you it's the best or easiest choice to make. I just want you to understand it is an absolute choice.
Yeah.
So think it over and weigh all options. I liked it. I didn't think it was as negative as you are being.
I just didn't think it was as as
I mean,
they made it come across
because we're talking about being with someone who's dangerous, but
yeah,
the heartfelt emotion behind it was meant to be. Or was like meant. That's how it was. It's like trying to go
play with fire and asking permission and being like, "Are you sure that this is okay?" And the person going, "No, you're pretty much going to burn the house down." They go, "I'm okay with that," and then they cry about the fact that the house burned down.
I don't know. I don't know. Yes, but no. I don't think it's that black and white. Some gray area there.
No. Sonny told Spencer, though, that he doesn't have to worry about Dex, and Dex basically lied to Sonny.
Yeah.
And that's not going to work out well for him.
No.
As we have seen in the past.
I mean, Sonny knew that there was lies being told. He instantly called and had people check up on Dex again.
Yeah.
So.
But that's, again, not going to work out very well for him.
Hopefully Michael has someone to help protect him.
Oh, I love that Sonny said that Spencer has a lot of Courtney in him.
Yes. So does your cat.
Cookie loved it too, if you heard that. Yes, Cookie, we love Courtney. But Dex told Sonny about saving Britt, or saving Joss. And he's like, you just left Britt to die?
Britt said she
I
was
know,
fine.
Cookie.
She is very invested in this
She
conversation.
is.
Britt said she was okay, and he didn't want to get in trouble for the gun.
No, but Sonny understood that.
Yes.
I did like that. I mean, I didn't like it, but
It was what? What happened?
see, Sonny also did not ask the question of, but did you kiss her? Did anything happen between the two of you? He was like, oh, how long were you?
Nothing else happened. That's what he said. Nothing else happened. And
Oh,
Dex
then that's a
said
lie.
no.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Then he did ask him
Mhm.
and he lied. Okay. Never mind. Take it back. See, I was trying to give him a little credit
Nope, you
for
can't.
just not answering the question or the non-question, but the question was there and he lied.
He did. There's not a good segue.
We could go to Sam and Maxie at the Savoy talking about Britt's memorial that is finally going to happen.
I had a very hard time focusing on that conversation. I do not normally criticize sets and the way things are done because I can't even imagine how hard that job is. But the lighting was awful.
It was hard.
They both looked awful. I could not pay attention.
Clubs are supposed to make us look nice.
Yes, the lights are supposed to be soft and dark so that our skin is glowing. I have never thought that Sam did not look very nice, and she did not look very nice. And poor Maxie, no. Just no. Fix your lighting. I know you only do one shot for most scenes, but please, if a shot looks like that, redo it because that was so not fair, especially since they were supposed to be in a nightclub.
Right.
But what I got from the little bit of conversation that I could focus on was, yay, be excited. You're going away with Dante, and now you can hook up without any kids around.
Pretty much. I was like, so are you saying, like, you can have romance and still have kids?
And most of the time, you don't want the romance happening with the kids, like, right there.
Right.
So.
But also, that's being an adult.
Yeah.
You get into a routine.
Right. And your kids go to the Quartermains every other day, it feels like. So you have plenty of alone time in your own house.
Right. Like, that's. Yeah. It's not champagne and roses every single day. It's.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just hanging out and watching a TV show.
Yes.
That can be just as romantic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was all I got from that.
I didn't like.
It was just. You're finally going to be alone. It's going to be so romantic. Okay.
Yeah. But you're going for work.
Yeah.
So maybe you should be working.
Yeah.
Being that you're doing a very top secret, dangerous thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it shouldn't all be about hooking up.
But okay.
They're not going on vacation. They're going on a work trip.
Mm-hmm.
Work trip.
Yep.
But I had a thought how we complain about like the hook hasn't been moving along, whatever. So I Googled because I always compare it to the Zodiac. Zodiac was active from December 1968 through October 1969. First murder was in December and then nothing again until July.
Okay.
So this is actually
following
patterns that, I mean, and I could go on about a few. They're not all quick, like week after week after week or day after day after day.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, so
glad we're not killing 90 people in a 90-day span.
But it's not like they're just doing like one a week for a month and a half. It's, no, they go through.
Drag it out. Got it.
I don't know what they do when they're not. Yep. I was just saying it follows the path. Follows. Because we complain about it a lot. And I'm like, oh, that's actually kind of, and the thing is, and so this is what we complain about is the people are going on with their lives. Like they're acting like it's not going on.
But I'm
pretty sure between December to July, people just
you have
moved
to
on.
Move on. Yep. That makes sense.
Maybe not moving on, but at least you have to still.
You're aware that these bad things are happening, but you still have to go to work and take your kid to school and make dinner and
go
all that
on
stuff.
Romantic getaways.
Yes, absolutely. What?
Where do you want to go next?
I don't know, but you look very excited, so go ahead.
Anna and Valentin. I was so mad at him, though. It worked out, but he and I were going to have some problems.
Oh, no.
when he didn't know where Anna was in the catacombs.
And
she is more than capable. We've already discussed, like, but that is just being a good partner in general, even if that's your brother or sister or friend. Maybe when you're in,
there's a reason you're supposed to take a buddy with you all the time when you go to scary places that you've never been.
Right. And I understand why it can't be Felicia there with her, but I would have loved for this to have been an Anna and Felicia
I like
adventure.
that they kept Felicia in the loop of all of it.
Yes. And I mean, it makes sense that she's not there, but that would have been awesome. But also Victor's involved. So, I mean, it makes more sense that Valentin is. And it makes sense that this is all revolving around Victor. I just think Felicia and Anna would have been fun. But they found Lucy.
They did find Lucy. And she was unharmed.
Yes.
And just wanted to not be chained up there. And I did like that Victor feels so threatened by Anna that that's who he was going to kill. I mean, I know you don't really want to be killed, but if out of everyone you're only killing me, I feel kind of special.
Yeah.
Because of the threat there. Yeah.
So when Renee called the guys, I thought she said Jean-Claude Van Damme. And it was Jean-Claude and Gavin.
Yes.
But definitely sounded like Jean-Claude Van Damme. Cookie, do you need something, honey? Do you? Because you are talking up a storm right now. What's going on? We're talking about the catacombs, not anything to do with cats. Sorry. But yeah, Victor calls her, and Anna pulled one over, and she's like, oh yeah, by the way, when you thought I was lost, I was, putting explosives to make sure that you got taken out.
Yes.
But now Victor thinks that Valentin died. Sorry, I'm talking to the cat.
There's a nice cat voice.
But now Victor thinks that Valentin died.
So
they're doing such a good job of messing with him. Ryan
walked in right as Laura was telling Victor that oh my God, Cassadine, that Valentin was dead. And he was like, oh, Shannon's going to be so mad. I was like, no, you have to watch a few more minutes. It's okay. And he was like, I just know Shannon's going to be really mad. So all is okay.
It's okay. It's all good.
He's not dead. He's just pretending.
Yes.
Just pretending.
I love that they got Martin for her.
They did.
And there was Felicia and Robert being brought in on Robert reflecting on little Laura.
Yes.
She's come a long way in her fight against the Cassadines. And they just knew she must have done a great job telling Victor. And he talked about how she went up against Frank Smith and the Cassadines, and they went on the run and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But Moss is apparently an international table display because they had a beautiful Moss display in the hideaway cabin.
That looked exactly like
the cabin that
cabin.
See, I thought, the one that Esme and yeah.
The bedroom that Joss and Cam were taped in was absolutely the exact same bedroom that Lucy and Martin were hanging out in. But okay.
I was so happy, though, that they went and got him.
I was happy that they went and got him. I just wish they would have changed the cabin up a little, because instantly it was like they didn't change anything.
Yeah.
It looks exactly the same. Why don't you offer somebody a hot toddy? Because I'm sure they make the stuff to make it still in the kitchen.
Right. Oh, well, Robert said that he loves any plan that puts Valentin 6 feet under the...
Yes.
See, and I still love Robert.
I love Robert just because he's always quick with those comments.
Right.
It's very cute.
Very good writing on Robert's part.
And they just don't know what they're going to do with Anna yet. Did she die? Did she not die? We don't know.
Yeah. Laura and and Alexis was in on it too.
She was?
Yep.
Yes.
Loved that.
And I'm glad that they had a plan on what to tell Charlotte.
Yes.
Because that was when Lucy said, they're not thinking of the other people that are going to get hurt. And Valentin's just standing there like, gee, I don't know who you could mean. I'm like, what are you talking about? So there was a plan to tell Charlotte so she would know that this is not what actually happened.
And Charlotte kind of stood up to Victor, though, at the Metro Court. I have a question. Why is there a random table in the hallway?
I don't know. And everyone talks there.
Always. I've been meaning to ask that question so many times. I'm like, there was just a random 1-2 top in the middle of the hallway, like by the bathrooms.
Mm-hmm. And the elevators.
Yeah.
Like, I
that cannot be cozy.
So tired walking to the bathroom from my table. I need to sit down for a minute.
Yeah. I don't know. Cookie, I don't know what to tell you, babe.
She's like, I don't get it either.
But she told Victor that she didn't like that she was kept away from everyone.
Yes.
Yeah. Listen, girlie, I don't know what you want, honey.
She's fallen in love with Valentin too from watching it with you. She has a lot to say.
He's mine.
He's not really dead, is he? No, Cookie. It's okay. He's alive. Just pretending.
Yep.
Um,
And then I guess the only other thing that really happened at the Metro Court was Ava and Nikolas, and he gave her everything, and she gave back her rings.
I was disappointed. You do not have to give back your engagement rings. I don't know how many times I've said it.
Why would you want them, though, after everything that he did to her?
I'll turn around. That is a huge freaking diamond that she had. Not that she needs the money, but I'll turn around and sell it and donate the money to a good charity or something instead of handing it back to him where he's just going to sell it. And what? No, it's mine. You gave it to me. It's my gift. I will do with it what I please.
And she can give it back if she wants to. I like the idea of selling it, though, and giving the money to charity.
I like my idea better.
And giving away the money to charity.
Yep. See? It's not all about the diamonds and selfishness. It's just don't give it back to him. He doesn't deserve it. And he was talking to her all, this isn't the end of us. We still love each other, blah, blah, blah. And she says, you had me for like a second, and then I remembered you're a coward and you can't even stand up to your uncle, and that's how I'm getting this house. So, no thanks.
Yeah.
Have fun with your baby mama.
It's not really anywhere to... I mean, there's places to go, but not like a good... We have Wiley, Cody, and Nina, and Carly, and Drew.
Okay, we'll go to Carly so that you can whine about her more, because I'm sure you didn't like
I am so sick of how quick that turned around. I'm sorry. He should have been mad longer. He absolutely... That was too quick.
I will agree with you. That was too quick.
That was insane.
If he would have said, I am willing to start slowly towards building a future again, or seeing where this is going, or something like, hey, let's go on a first date and be out in public or something, which now they are back to this, we can't be seen in public, but we're hugging everywhere and all over the place so people know. But okay, at least let's honestly just Netflix and chill for a day and that kind of stuff before it's, hey, do you want to come back to my house? But their hookup scene was nice and sexy, so I was okay with that.
I couldn't even enjoy it because I was just like, no. I lost respect for Drew. That was too quick.
I'm sure it's all about camera angles, but I do think it's funny that 90% of the time when they film their grown-up scenes, that the woman turns away and he has to come behind her.
I know.
And like kiss her. I'm like, I don't think in my entire life I have ever turned away from someone like that and then been like, oh, there you are.
Like, I can unzip myself, thanks. Oh, wait, I'm wearing a cardigan. It doesn't need zipped.
Exactly. And they just stand there like, gee, I wonder what's going to happen next. Oh, you're touching me. And like lean up behind them and kiss them. I'm like, really?
The reveal of his abs was very nice. I will give them that.
Yes.
But that was about the only thing I enjoyed about the entire situation, because that was just...
I felt like it was too soon, but it was tastefully done.
But it didn't even make sense. It's not like... I would have rather they had a huge screaming match and wound up getting everything out and then talked about, okay, so now that we've discussed everything, what do you want to do? Move forward? Okay, we can do that. But no.
She got a little teary-eyed and said she was sorry.
Aww.
She's sorry.
Today. She's not sorry she did it. She's sorry she got caught. There's a
When I held that information back, I didn't think that you and I were going to like each other and then you'd be mad that I lied to you. I'm sorry.
But then it turns out that Nina's not a match. And in my head, okay, so this was Monday. I'm going to start marking when I write these things, but this is also why I don't delete.
Go ahead.
And I said, maybe they should have called Michael before just going to see Willa by herself. Call Michael and say, hey, we need to talk to you guys. Just throwing that out there. Idea. And then I wrote, can Wiley be a donor? And then I started to look up, can a child be a donor to a parent? And then I fell down the rabbit hole of cord blood. And then that was mentioned on Friday.
I wondered the same thing about Wiley, especially because that is her, like they said, siblings are a better match, and that's her sister's child.
Right.
So did it ever tell you, can kids do it?
No. So that got me into the cord blood.
Oh, you didn't find the answer to kids?
I think it said ideally they're supposed to be over 18. Like they really, 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 really try.
Okay.
Like there's super extenuating circumstances, but I mean, it's not even something that would necessarily, that's why they went to the cord blood first.
Okay.
Then to go to Wiley.
Okay.
Because, and I think that, so again, I didn't go like all into it, but what I remember seeing was like an underage child helping another sibling that was like 2 or 3 years older.
Okay.
So they were close in age.
But not a parent.
But it's because the kids don't understand exactly what they're doing.
Right.
And the pain that's going to come with it. And
that makes sense.
The whole process. So they don't.
Okay.
But yeah, but they started talking about cord blood. And I said, nope, but cord blood could. Boom. Terry talked about it Friday. So Willa's going to give birth early.
She is.
And both Brooklyn and Sasha are going to call Chase.
Yes. That was funny.
Yeah.
I should call Chase. Oh.
But again, why? Chase is a great guy. I understand.
No, I could see. I still think it would be Brooklyn over Sasha, but I could see her calling and being, hey, you were worried about Willow.
Yeah.
Just want to let you know that our friend.
Yes.
He wouldn't be like top of the list. I have to run to him first. But yeah. Just so you know, it's going to hopefully be okay.
Right. But then back to Drew, because he almost told Olivia, Leo was going to have a sleepover with Wiley. That was fun. Olivia was coming down.
I didn't like how spur of the moment it was. She should have already talked to Drew or should have talked to Michael and them if it was okay. She asked Drew if it was okay at the same time that she asked Wiley. I thought because they're on the same property.
I definitely thought that she came down and was like, I'm coming to get you for the sleepover.
No, she came down and said, I was thinking about, could you have a sleepover? Or would you want to have a sleepover? Or something.
Yeah, don't ask the kid.
It wasn't pre-planned.
Okay, see,
that's why he had to run upstairs and get his jammies and get his stuff together. Bag was not already packed because it was spur of the moment. You do not ask the kid in front of the person in charge. That is all.
See, but I felt like she came, but had already talked with Michael and Willow and was coming to say, you're coming to have a sleepover with us, so get your stuff together.
I didn't get that. I didn't get that feeling, and that made me like, no, you got to ask beforehand. But it was cute.
But see, I think she did. I don't know.
I think you're wrong.
We never saw either situation, and she didn't say, I'll talk to them tomorrow about it. So I don't know. That was just, but then he almost tells her about how Willow could have been saved sooner.
Yeah.
That's why the next scene with Carly made 0 sense.
Yes. I agree
0.
with you.
I know.
Yeah, I agree.
And she would not have been on her way to treatment because Willow still was not telling people.
Exactly. So then Nina, my favorite character of all time, there was a split second this week that I thought all of you who think I'm horrible for not liking Nina were right. She flung herself on to Sonny and she starts crying her eyes out. Oh, I'm not a donor. I'm not a donor. The next sentence out of her mouth should have been, poor Willow, blah, blah, blah. The next sentence out of her mouth was, I can't stand losing another child, blah, blah. It's not about you. You've known she's your child for 30 minutes, if that.
And you hated her.
Hated her.
Mm-hmm.
If she has a child, is pregnant with another child, we are focusing on like the very next thought that should have been in her mind.
It doesn't even matter if Willow has kids. It's the fact that Willow is her own person that Nina hates.
But since Nina does pretend to care about Wiley,
I think she does care about Wiley. She just doesn't do it the right way.
Let's keep Wiley's mom around. The next thought should have been, what other family is there?
Right.
Let's see. And then we should go on to Aunt Liesel and on the whole kid thing, James. And did we maybe bank James's stem cells if we couldn't use new baby's stem cells? Because that's a thing people do nowadays.
Yeah.
And all of that. But instead, it was just another cry fest on what all Nina was losing out on. And I am so over it.
Yeah.
selfish with a capital S again.
They really should talk about the cord blood banks because I remember I got information about that with the kids and I looked into it. Super expensive. I don't know how it is now. It was 21 years ago.
Well, so my last experience would have been 10 years ago. It was cheaper than what it was all those years ago. And there was talk at one point of making one that you didn't just store it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You stored it. And then, like, if I needed it for my kid and you were
Right,
matched, I
yeah.
could use it. And that would be free or low cost or whatever. But I don't know if that actually exists now or not.
I have
Because,
no idea.
again, 10 years. So,
No, but I think that's interesting that that's what they are doing.
yes, I'm glad that they're, again, opening us up to a new medical idea or a newer medical idea instead of just the traditional.
Yeah.
But either way, Nina should have thought of the other people that may be related, not just stood there crying about all that she's losing.
There's no disagreeing with that.
See?
I mean, it was what? See, I've never agreed with the fact that Nina hasn't been selfish about thinking of only herself with it.
All the time with everything.
She and Carly have a lot more in common than...
Yes and no. Carly, at least, is believable in caring about her people. It's not very many people, but it's her people. Like, for real upset for Michael about Willow being sick.
Yes.
Not upset for herself. As much as she likes Willow, it's about Michael, not Willow.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
And she's concerned for Wiley.
Yes. And being upset for the pain that Joss may end up enduring if she's with Dex. For Joss, not, oh, it'll make me look like a bad mother that my daughter went off and hooked up with some mob boy, blah, 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 blah.
Right. Like she's following in my shoes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she has a small percentage of people that she truly can care about when she speaks of the sentences do not start with I.
But look at who Nina was also raised by, Madeline.
Really? You're going to give the excuse
No.
to parents?
No, there's definitely nurture and nature, and they don't have to be, but sometimes people wind up like their parents, sometimes they don't.
She was also in a coma for 20 years.
That
she
is
couldn't have got
true.
rid of all that bad stuff. She didn't learn by stealing Ava's baby? Come on.
Oh, that Pinky swearing or whatever this week was so weird. Do grown women Pinky
I'm going to
swear?
start asking you to do that from now on.
Amanda, you're such a great friend.
I'll be here next week for noon. Pinky swear. Here you go.
And it's like the 80s sitcom where they freeze at the end and then have the credits start flashing right as we do it and we wink at the TV.
Oh, man. Oh, so funny.
I can appreciate that Ava has somehow figured out a way to move on from that. But
like we've said before, move on. Sure. You don't need to walk into the room every single day and be like, oh, Nina, you're that woman that stole my baby. But best friends living together. I'm sorry. In this point, Ava's a better person than I am because
And if I got a castle, I would like some time to myself.
Yes.
Yeah. I'd be totally okay.
I'd buy a whole bunch of ball gowns to just walk around the castle in.
I bet there's a whole bunch in there already.
Oh, that would be so fun. And some tiaras. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
See, I would need that ring to play dress up with still.
We'll get you a ring pop.
All right.
You can ask Mason for one. I'm sure that he has ring pops with his lollipops. Who knows?
Oh, that'd be nice. Thanks.
Yeah. Then I think the only other thing is Cody and Selena were talking.
Yes.
And then Gladys shows up and she owes Selena $175,000. And she's going to give her son's garage.
I thought it was $150.
It's still a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, but I was not annoyed, but like shocked by, I thought it was $150, but even if it's $175, that you were giving her something that double in value was still lowballing the value of it, according to Sonny.
Right. Well, that's why she's giving it to her. Because, I mean, she could hold on to it and turn it into a business and wind up making more in the long run.
Yes. But if
She's still got free building.
If I owed you $150,000 and I had something worth $300,000 and I know you have a lot of money, I'm going to say to you, here, take this to erase my debt, and then I want at least $100,000 credit to keep playing.
Right.
Or to put back in Sasha's bank account so it looks like I didn't sell it for nothing.
But we learned that Ms. Wu has a MBA in finance.
Does not shock me.
She was smart enough to ask, do you have the rights to do that?
Yes.
Like, I know that he has a wife.
Yeah, I have power of attorney. It's fine. I'll just sign the papers. It's all good.
I don't think she's going to sign. I don't think Ms. Wu is going to accept it. I know that they shook on it.
Yeah, they didn't pinky swear.
They did not pinky swear, so it is not a valid contract.
Right.
But yeah, that's just...
I don't know.
I don't like it. I don't like that they're doing this with Gladys.
But I like that he overheard.
Yes.
And went over and said, can you tell me what Gladys's last name is? And she was like, why? We have a mutual friend that I think I should stay away from her.
Yep.
I will be happy for him to tell Sasha, listen, don't be so trusting. Your mother-in-law,
Because we need her to go through one more thing.
Yes.
Because then Sonny's going to get mad at her. And it's going to be a whole big thing. And then who's going to help Sasha? I mean, Sasha is doing the work to get back to being herself. To having her own rights, accountability, whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't like this.
I feel like Sonny or even Maxie could hold ownership of her stuff until she's ready to take it back over if she needs. And would be a better fit than Gladys, who's out gambling all their money away.
Yeah.
So, but I'm interested to see who he's going to tell. That's like the big question. Is he going to go to Mac because this is illegal?
Ooh.
And Mac was like eyeing him up, still caring about him?
Yeah.
Is he going to go straight to Sasha? Is he going to confront Gladys on his own? So many possibilities.
There is. I like Felicia. Oh, you still looking at Cody? Or why do you still care about Cody?
Right.
Because at one point I thought he was my son.
Yes. And Mac just cares about people.
Yeah.
You're the one that shouldn't question that, considering he raised your children.
Truth.
So that's the end of what I have.
I think that's all. I think that's all that happened.
Okay.
Yeah. What's your fun?
Reality check.
I'm exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
I'm exhausted. So Madeline has this friend who is moving away. She's only moving like 20 minutes away, but it's sad because this little girl has like really taken to Madeline. And she is gluten-free, which I know a ton of people are, but I do not have any experience with that, so it freaks me out.
Is she who we talked about last week with the squishy balls?
Yes.
Okay.
So she, her and Madeline kept asking about a sleepover, blah, 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 blah. So I reached out to the mom and I was like, hey, you can have her sleep over. I don't know if I said all this already, but you can sleep over. She could sleep over because you're 5 minutes down the road. If she needs to come home, I'll bring her home at any time, whatever you want, whatever. So she came over. We went to Chick-fil-A for dinner because their grilled nuggets are gluten-free. And we went to Target.
They also have gluten-free buns, I believe.
That's what I heard too, but
Yeah.
she didn't get that, so I was all good. We went to Target and got rainbow looms for your kids into them.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Rainbow loom bands. And they made all these bracelets, and their day was planned out for Saturday. They were going to stand outside of our house and sell rainbow loom bracelets. And I'm like, okay, you guys are going to make like $5. It's like lemonade. Like, you're never going to sell this, blah, blah, blah. They were out there back and forth for a couple hours. They made $101.
No, they didn't.
$101. The neighbor came over and bought a couple things and gave him $20. The mail lady stopped and bought 2 bracelets for her nieces.
Oh my gosh.
The Windstream guy was around selling internet and he bought some stuff, like $101. And then they had 2, so they were outside for part of the day, just the 2 of them.
What was their profit margin? Sorry.
Well, considering
they didn't buy the supplies that they made.
Yeah,
did they reimburse you for the?
No, I did not ask them to reimburse me. That was okay. They did have some business management learning though. So the 2 of them were out by themselves and made $53. And then 2 of their friends came up later, and during that time they made $47. And the one friend who's very outspoken was like, well, you made $100, so my 4th of it. And I was like, no. They made that without you. You are only entitled to what you guys earned together during your time here. So she paid her friends money, and
so the 4 of them were working together for the other $47.
Yes.
So that 47 is split 4 ways, not yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, they each had, the two girls, mine and the other girl that were there for the whole day, had all this money, and they're like so proud. And I'm like, I'm so happy for you, but at the same time, this did not teach you the lesson that I thought it was going to teach you, because when you say later you want to do a lemonade stand and I try to discourage you because it's a whole bunch of work on my end, and you're like, but we made $100 selling bracelets. How am I going to tell you no? But anyway, so we made it to the whole day. 10 minutes left before this mom's coming. And I'm like, I did so good. I got this. The kids stayed the whole night. The mom didn't think she was going to. Like, pat myself on the back and tell them to get downstairs and get the kids' stuff. So it's right here at the door whenever the mom gets here, blah, blah, blah. 2 minutes later, I hear, blah, 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 blah. And I run to the steps. And Madeline, who has been told not to play with the crutches that are in the basement because they are not a toy, had decided to try to walk down the stairs with crutches and fell all the way to the bottom of the steps. Luckily, did not break anything, didn't hurt anything. She's going to have a nice bruise on her booty, but besides that, and I was like...
She just covered her copay for the ER.
Right. You know how you're like mad, upset at the same time?
Right, like you're thankful that was not worse.
Not okay, but at the same time, you're like, I told you. And then she looks up at me with her tears running down her face, and she says, I should have listened to you. And I was like, yes. Yep. See, sometimes when mommy tells you not to do things, it is for an actual reason.
Yes.
So I'm like exhausted from just that. Oh my God, is my kid going to get majorly injured? Mm-hmm. And then in the morning, I thought I was going to get to sleep in a little bit. And instead, our cat decided to have her kittens at 8:00 in the morning yesterday. So that was like an ordeal. Ryan was so cute. It was like he was the new dad. He's like pacing around back and forth. I'm like, she's a cat. She knows what to do. It's okay. Like, we're good. He's like, we need more blankets. Where should I put this? Just calm down. It's okay. But she had 5 kittens, which is insane to me because it was her first litter and she's really young. So I thought we were going to have like 2, but we have 5 kittens and they're so teeny and cute. And I just want to
I have no idea how many kittens a cat normally has per litter.
A normal litter is between 1 and 9 if they have had kittens before, but a younger cat and their first litter is usually 1 to 3.
Oh.
So I think average is like 5 or 6. So
do you remember that 5 stuffed animal that had
you didn't
the
know
cat or the dog, and you were like, how many kittens or puppies are you going to get?
1 or 3. Apparently it was this animal's first litter.
That's what I'm thinking, and I'm like, okay. What was that called? Oh, one of my sisters had one.
Madeline has one. In fact, there's like a baby floating around our house because the cats like to play with it, ironically. I don't remember what it was called. Something surprise, like puppy surprise.
That's what I was thinking.
Something along those lines. But yeah, that's what it was at my house yesterday. How many are we going to get? But we got 5 of them, and it is taking everything in me to respect nature and just stand back and let her do her thing, because the one like climbed out of the box that we put them in. It was like on its side, and it like climbed out some, and she was kind of yelling at it like, get back here, whatever. And I so badly wanted to just scoop it up and be like, here, little baby kitty, but I did not touch it because you're not supposed to touch them. So I listened to the rules. So yeah, that was my exciting day, starting at 8 a.m. Kittens to kids falling down the stairs. And I feel like I need a weekend.
Kitty surprise.
There you go. I need a weekend day from my weekend.
And I think the other one was puppy surprise,
that
right?
Makes sense.
Yeah. Man.
Brought back some memories for you there.
Of babysitting.
Yeah.
Oh, they were cute.
They were a little scary looking, but okay.
I mean, it's a little messed. I mean, I don't know. It's funny.
It is.
The things that you think about.
Yes.
When you're older.
So you said you went earlier before we started recording. You said you went out last night. Did they have better lighting than Sam and Maxie? Yeah.
We went to Nikolas.
Oh. Okay.
For my friend. My other Amanda is going to be 40 next Saturday. 2323 is her birthday.
Fun.
So a bunch of us got together to go out for her birthday, and it's so good. Have you ever been there?
Huh.
So good. We got, I think we got maybe 4 or 5 appetizers. I think there was 9 or 10 of us. So you just get enough for the table, and everyone, gets, you split things, whatever you, and all of us got our meals, and I think all of us only took 2 bites.
Aww.
Because everything was so filling and good, and then you got a salad, and then we weren't supposed to be out late.
How does that ever work out for you? Oh, well.
There's only one group of people that actually really only never happens with. And we weren't really out late, but we're like, okay, we'll go get one drink. And I really thought that we were. And they're like, oh, we should go to the corner tavern. And I'm sitting there like, are you talking about my Megan's bar? And as soon as we walked in and I told them, I said, okay, so I'm a horrible friend. This girl was one of my bridesmaids. It's her family's bar. I've just never been there because it's a half hour away.
Yeah.
I mean, it's far enough away and it's your local bar.
Yeah.
So you don't go out of your way to go to a local bar
Right.
after a certain age.
Right.
Because she and I used to go to a place, but we date. Like we would have dates.
Yeah.
Sometimes the guys would come, sometimes not. But it was like halfway in between us. So like that was a different thing.
Yes.
And we used to date more than I haven't seen her outside of work related things in a while. So we walk in and she's sitting at the end of the bar and I'm like waving. And she said, all I saw was this group of girls coming. There was only 4 of us.
Okay.
And she's like, oh, yay, we're getting busy. And then by the time I was like 2/3 of the way down the bar, she said she realized who it was. Their lighting was probably, I mean, it was a bar, you know, it was
Okay.
but it's.
Well, good. I'm glad it was better for you.
But no, we went out for her 40th. And during the week on Wednesday, my daughter and I did a self-defense class and she killed it.
That's awesome.
We have been struggling so hard with getting her to understand. She's naive she doesn't understand that people won't hurt her.
Right.
Or that people will hurt her. That she could just not be doing anything. And for whatever reason, someone could just come up and attack her.
Yes.
And here's your little PSA. Women with actually, I think it's people with intellectual disabilities are 5 to 7 times more likely to be victims of any crime. So like that's financial, that's abuse, that's other things. But 80% of women with a disability are sexually assaulted and it's at least 10 times.
Wow.
So it's not just once. So yeah, we're interested in teaching her self-defense because that's part of. She says that she wants to learn how to ride a bus. And she's like, but I'll read the map. And then we try to read the map and she's just not.
Yeah.
And we talk about, a situational awareness and safety. And she's like, they're not going to hurt me. I'll be fine. But it's not the typical 19-year-old, I'll be fine. It's
right.
No. And that's how those stats are so high is because they believe the people that are telling them.
Right. I'm just going to take you this way. Yeah.
Right. So it's horrible. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So,
well, I'm glad she did awesome.
She did.
I saw your pictures on Facebook and I was like, yay, that looks so fun / scary educational.
Yeah. And the only sad part was that, so he teaches classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Well, Tuesdays, she has her social skills group for 3 hours after school. And on Thursday nights, she has a social group that sometimes she doesn't always attend, but both of them get done at 7:30 at night and his classes are from 6 to 7 or 7 to 8.
Oh.
So trying to work out private lessons, hopefully. So
nice.
We'll see. But either way, it was a lot of fun. Yeah. I guess not a whole lot. Well, I guess that was a lot, but yeah. So join us on Thursday as we finish up Britt and Brad, part 3.
So fun.
It was.
Have a good week.
And we'll meet you at the pier.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to peer54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review. And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Peer54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at peer54podcast@gmail.com.